Yep. Okay. Ideally.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. So this week's going to be a little bit different. Quick little preview of what's going on. I'll kind of expand a little more as we move forward and go through this week. I don't have as much footage of any of the live classes. There was a couple times where I forgot to start the camera because I was too busy being involved in the moment. And other times where I just didn't have much to film what was going on or how I was training. You're going to see some of the starts to the week, which was a class with Nick, and it's pretty much the only class footage I have from this past week was the gi class and a flow roll that I had with Nick. I'll show some of the pointers and how my coach kind of walks me through some things. And then we're going to have some of my vlog style thoughts that come up after.
Deep. Like your ears? Right. Yes, there you go. That. Off. Leave that on your side.
Whenever you caught it, I deserve everything that's about that.
I give people this.
Really? Gift wrap?
I give crap a lot.
Just going to this. Don't let this come off your chest. Okay? So right there. Now pin lock. That's how it's going. That's where the concept of the arm lock isn't to try to rip it off with your arms. You secure with all attacks. You secure with your limbs. You right there. So you're going to sit up. You're going to sit up. Wrap that up. Extend your body. So all your arms should be doing now, and I'm just holding my arm there. So right there, that's tight. So now it's start flying. So that, like, if you think about that, all
right, well, everybody, it's Thursday morning. It's 8:30 in the morning. I just got done the morning roll lab with Chris, Haven, Nick, and little Zach, new young man showed up today. It's a good time. I forgot my camera because I was running late, so I didn't get any footage of my side, but I'm sure Nick got some of the roll footage just from the flow. It was 70% flow roll, just trying to polish some things up and train and teach and learn. So it's a good time. I am running a little behind, so I'm trying to run home real fast to get a quick shower, because even though I'm going to the gym in like 20 minutes, I want to at least get the base layer of crud off me from rolling. After I get done working out with Giovanni, I'm going to go home, get another shower, and go back to Tribe for the afternoon lunch class, takedown wrestling judo with Coach Rebecca. And then I have overtime today, so I'll be able to relax when I'm at work. Which I'm an air traffic controller, so there is no relaxing at work. So it's just go, go, go. See you in a bit. And we're back. I'm on our way now. Just finished up the morning class at Tribe for the lab. Now I am on my way home. Had a little bit of breakfast because I had more time than I thought. And got a shower. And now I am on my way to Red Strength for my training session. My weight training session. And then we head off to Tribe again for the lunchtime Jiu-Jitsu, which is essentially turned into a judo class for me, / wrestling. Body check-in for the day. My mental space is better than it was a couple days ago. Good sleep will do that to you when I'm so tired. Kind of just everything rides. The highs are high, the lows are low, and I got some good sleep. I needed it. Now we are on our way to see what Giovanni has cooked up for us. Probably more posterior chain, abs, hips, legs kind of a workout, because that's what I really need a lot of work on, getting those things strengthened up. So I was discussing today with my coach about upcoming kind of classes that we're going to do, and we're going to have a couple competition classes that are coming up in the next week or so, according to him. And the competition classes are pretty much going to be just constant situational rolling with, just heavy grind you down kind of classes. So I need to make sure my cardio is up to snuff. One thing that I will kind of pride myself on at the moment is I do have pretty good cardio for a big dude. And kind of just engage and find spots to relax in the middle of the chaos. And that's what I need to really focus on in some of my roles, is learning how to calm down my breathing and survive during the chaos of a roll. Don't overextend, don't panic, get comfortable under pressure. When you get those things down, you're not trying not to expend as much energy, and it's things start to flow easier. So see what Giovanni's got in store for me. I got about 20 minutes when I get there. I'm still kind of warm from my class this morning, so I may do a couple minutes on the treadmill just to warm back up, and then I need to stretch before we start, and then see what happens after that. So see you guys in a bit. And we're back. So today is Friday. It's about 10:45 in the morning, and give you a little bit of update of what's going on for the day. So today I took a rest day from everything. I was supposed to go to Takedown Friday class with Tribe, and I did not. Yesterday I had another 3 a day. Yesterday was my morning Tribe class, followed by an hour and 20 minutes ish of weight training at Red Strength, followed by a lunch Jiu-Jitsu class. The lunch Jiu-Jitsu classes have essentially become wrestling classes and judo. So pretty sore yesterday with most of the stuff, and then I went to that judo class and we had practice falling. I'm a big dude. Nearly 6'1". I weigh 245 to 247 pounds. That's what I've been at for a little while. And I'm doing front roll crashing, trying to learn how to fall properly. And I hurt myself. I slammed pretty hard on my shoulder. Good enough that I got to kind of go through the day when my adrenaline kind of cooled out after my entire workout at the class. I got to work last night and my neck started locking up and my shoulders locked up and my mid back was really, really tight. So I woke up this morning and realized that I still have a lot more nagging little injuries going on right now. So I decided to take an off day. And it's one of those double-edged swords, taking these off days, because I feel as though I shouldn't have these off days. I feel like I should continue to press my body. My will was to go today, and if this was me a couple years back, I would have went today. I would have had a rather unpleasant experience at class. I would have pushed myself to the point where I caused further injury, or actual legit injury aside from muscle soreness and some stiffness. And it could have thrown a huge wrench into my plans for what I have going on with this whole workouts and this whole journey. So I decided to call an audible and listen to my body. Last night I did register for the tournament. I am officially registered as a white belt for the 222 pounds and over class, which I think they call the ultra heavyweights, which that's fun to be called that. but that's the class that I am in. As of last night, there was only 4 other individuals who had registered. Hoping that number goes up because I would like to, at least get a huge group of people so I can really try to figure out and test myself against the group. So right now we're heading to Elevated Wellness. Elevated Wellness is a wellness center where I have a nutritionist, Miss Jody, and I partake in their sensory deprivation chamber and salt soaks. What that is they sit you in a room that is comprised of about 1,000 pounds of medical grade Epsom salt, and that Epsom salt essentially keeps your body floating and you're weightless. The water's temperature controlled to about 94.5 degrees, which mimics the external temperature of your skin, of your body. And yeah, it's completely dark. I usually let the music kind of run, and you just kind of relax and float for about an hour. The Epsom salt's great for your muscles. It's real great for helping relax all those tense muscles. I'm able to stretch while I'm in there, stretch my arms out, stretch my back, get some twists, try to get some pops, and try to just soothe some of these aching muscles. I usually go once a week, but I haven't been since right before my honeymoon. I think the week before my honeymoon was the last time I went, so that was approaching a month now, about a month ago since the last time I was there, and I'm in dire need of it. For injuries wise, what I'm dealing with at the moment, I have some stiffness in my upper back. The left side of my neck in the back is pretty sore. I have a knot in my left shoulder blade, and that's where I kind of took the brunt of that impact. My right shoulder, which is always injury prone and sore because of some issues that I dealt with and injuries I dealt with from the military. That's been pretty sore as well. Been getting crushed on it a lot, so my right shoulder is pretty sore. My lower back is very tight, and I've been dealing with essentially turf toe in both big toes. A lot of that comes from jamming your feet down, trying to post and press off in your feet, and some of the wrestling warm-ups and such. And last night my feet were screaming at me in some discomfort. So I'm going to prioritize some rest for today and tomorrow. I'm going to prioritize some yoga and stretching for today and tomorrow. And I'm going to prioritize trying to just recover, because we're 2.5 weeks into this training, and I've had pretty much 2 rest days. Yeah, just about 2 rest days, and I kind of need a little more. I'm not 25 anymore, man. I'm about to be 36, so I definitely need to make sure I get the rest when I need it. And yeah, I'm almost at Elevate, and I will show you guys what a sensory deprivation chamber looks like, and report back with you guys a little bit later. Thanks. So this is what it looks like. Shower before you get in. And then that's the tank. See you after that. So I just got out of my float there at Elevated, and I feel very good. I feel very relaxed. It's been probably, like I said, it's been about a month since I've been there, and man, that float felt great. My whole demeanor and energies shifted back towards relaxation and de-stress, and just a sense of calm and quiet. So it's something I need to reincorporate back into my life a little more often. About 90 minutes, it's about 60 minutes of floating and kind of practicing visualization techniques, whether it be for stress relief or game planning in my head. But highly recommend using one of those Epsom salt float tanks, and if you're in Fairbanks, highly recommend going to Elevated Wellness. They're fantastic. All right, good morning. It is Tuesday morning, about 9:40 in the morning. I am on my way to Red Strength for my Tuesday workout. I did get to do my Tuesday Jiu-Jitsu this morning with Nick and Chris. It was a shorter class. more on takedowns and then some various transitions out of it and grip fighting. Chris and I stayed behind for another 15-20 minutes after class and worked on some more transitions and things to work from bottom full guard. So now I'm heading off, and I'm going to be doing what I do with Giovanni. This past week's been a little rough with the schedule. I had a lot of stuff come up, mainly schoolwork, and one of my best friends had to move from Alaska, so I assisted in getting his house packed up to help get him on the road, and he finally made it to California. So shout out to Anthony. Miss you already, brother. And then college. I had a 20-page continuity of operations paper that was due on Sunday, plus a reflection of another 3 or 4 pages for that. So that was fun. And then dealt with some soreness on Friday that I talked about. Just wrecked in my shoulders from taking that fall to the head. So this weekend was kind of a lot of recovery, a lot of stretching, a lot of just getting myself in order, good sleep, and now we're starting up this week. Just over 6 weeks to go, like 6 weeks and 4 days or something like that before tournament time, and it's really getting into the crunchy numbers now, so I got to really bear down and get focused to make sure I'm doing what I need to do. Today also I'll be revealing a hopefully finished half sleeve. I've been trying to get this appointment done and this whole thing done for months, and it's been a nightmare of cancellations with this artist. He's a real good artist, talented, nice guy, but to be completely honest, he's kind of a shit businessman, at least with his schedule. I don't know if I just caught him at the wrong time every time, and it just so happened to be my lucky number that gets chosen. It's pretty frustrating. So this is his last attempt. He's canceled 4 times on me within an hour prior to my appointment starting. So we're seeing if I can even get this one done. Hopefully I do, so I can be done with this half sleeve, and I'll show that off later on, hopefully. But if not, I'm done, and I'll end up finding another artist and just having them finish the work because I'm frustrated. So moving on from that, if the tattoo does go through, it's going to be covering the full portion of my outer bicep, tricep area on my upper arm. It's essentially a half quarter sleeve area from the shoulder cap down to about my elbow. So hopefully that'll be done. Sadly, it does put a bit of a wrench in my training, but I mean, I've been fighting for this tattoo for months, and I'm going to work around it. The last couple times I've had tattoos, and I've had most of the work done on my arm since I've been training Jiu-Jitsu. It's usually the morning after, which for tomorrow morning is gi class. It's real ginger, and I just talked to my training partners and go, hey, don't yak on this arm or dump me on that side. We'll try to go pretty easy on it. They are usually able to accommodate what I need. Then it'll be kind of tender babying it for about 4 or 5 days, and then after that, once the second bandage comes on, I'm back to normal. So my hope is by Sunday open mats, I'm able to roll just fine without worrying about the tattoo. If I do still have to worry about the tattoo, if the scabs aren't fully cleared up and everything's kind of still a little grimy or weird, then I'll just do some flow rolling and situational with some guys there and just take it really easy for this Sunday. So we'll see how that goes. So a while back, Professor Carl showed me this thing called a Mind Map Pro, and I never really used it that much. I kind of inundated with so much information that I didn't know what to put for mind mapping for Jiu-Jitsu. But now that I'm 6 months in, just over 6 months as of March 6th, so we're actually moving up to month number 7 in a couple weeks, and I kind of have a good idea of how this is going. So, but utilizing the mind map has really opened up avenues for me to link together different aspects of my game, and I'm using it to game plan. So one of the most important things that I see in tournament competition and tournament prep videos from some high-level black belts to guys who are just starting jiu-jitsu and just doing their first tournaments, a lot of them said that they didn't game plan enough. And when they didn't game plan enough and drill their game plan when they got into live action, their instincts took over, and most of the techniques went out the window. And it was just kind of a grip fight and move around. A lot of the tournament footage that I've watched has been submissions, or no submissions. It's just been 5 minutes of positional changes, and sometimes people get caught in guard and not being able to progress really for white belts. So the way I'm going to counteract that is by just inundating and drilling my plan, drilling my takedowns over and over and over, drilling my submissions and my transitions over and over and over, the ones that I want to hit, the ones that I'm practicing to hit, and how to get to those positions regardless where I am at, how I can transition to where I'm in more familiar territory. So that's kind of what I'm doing right now. I'm just pulling up to Red Strength now, try to get this workout in, and I'll see you guys in a bit. So that's it. That was everything that I had for this week. The past few days have been kind of rough. I mean, college, I'm trying to balance all of this training on top of college and a full-time job and responsibilities and other social things that I have to do, as well as being a good husband to my wife and spending time with my family and, the pets and doing everything I can. And it can be easy to run into some fatigue issues, but I've been prioritizing my time, and my sleep has been very, very needed. This past week, I ended up having to have one of my best friends leave the state, which was kind of rough on me and my wife, because him and his wife have become kind of like our foundation of friends up here, the people that we spent the most time with outside of work and outside of jiu-jitsu. So it was rough helping him move on Saturday, but that's life, and that's kind of the life we live when we're all kind of nomads in this crazy career field or agency that we're in. Sunday, I spent most of the time trying to get together for my college project that I finally finished. It was 24 pages, I think, total after everything was done. Last semester, and I'll be graduated with my bachelor's, so I'm pretty happy, even though it took me 18 years since I graduated high school to actually get it done. But, everything in life is a marathon, and sometimes you just got to kind of roll with it and see where life leads you. Monday, it was my double for work, so I didn't really do much besides work and sleep. And that's a typical Monday for me. And yesterday was an interesting day because I have not revealed it. My friends, my followers from the channel that have my personal Facebook page, or those that are in the tribe family that are part of the morning classes know, I did get some more work done for tattoo. So this week is going to be a little bit rough when it comes to training. I've been trying to get this tattoo appointment done for several months now, and this was the only opening I could get until June, and I had probably seen it in other videos. I had a koi here with flower, and now I have more additional pieces here in the bicep. I'll probably end up showing to you a little bit later, but I literally just got it done yesterday. So I got this hoodie on, and I kind of sort of move it around. I want to mess with it, taking clothes on and off because it's still pretty fresh. Typically, we'll have this, I think it's called Dermacell. I'm not 100% sure of the name of it, but it's kind of like a second skin wrap that I've always worn on my tattoos that I've gotten from this particular shop, but they didn't have any, so it's just an open and out there tattoo right now that's pretty fresh. So training's going to be limited. I did go to class this morning, but I didn't participate on the mat. I just kind of sat back and watched. Having essentially an open wound with a fresh tattoo, when you could roll into issues of staph or ringworm or just dirt, grime, and general nasties. I kind of wanted to give it a couple days to let it get a good layer of, this whatever scabbing is going to happen, if any, and get that together before I get back on the mat. I will be there tomorrow. I'm going to be training a little bit. I'm going to try to get some footage, even if it's just of class, because Nick does teach a great class, and it's very interactive. We also have, great blue belt minds like Haven, who they just bring nuance to the game, and it's fun learning big guy jiu-jitsu and small guy jiu-jitsu, or small lady jiu-jitsu. That kind of all translates into a unique experience for the morning class. So yesterday morning, before I got on that little tangent about my tattoo, I did do the morning class. We've been doing this morning class after my mid shift, so it was a little shorter, so I kind of rushed in and just jumped in because I was already running behind. More takedown stuff with Chris. We're both kind of feeling out where we're at for our games and learning some good little tactics to try to employ during our next rolls. Hopefully I'll be able to get a good one down this upcoming Sunday. And then yesterday after that, I did do my workout with Giovanni. We went and I crushed my shoulders and my back, which was even more interesting as I had to have the tattoo that encapsulated my entire shoulder. As some of you already know, and I may have discussed on this channel before, I do have impingements in my AC joint and rotator partial cup scarring and tear in my right shoulder. It happened from an injury when I was in the military during MRAP rollover training, where a very green second lieutenant kept failing the extraction portion of it. So I attempted to help him, and he pulled his seatbelt early, and all 190 pounds of him plus 60 pounds of gear collapsed directly onto my shoulder and separated part of my AC joint and tore part of my rotator cuff. And I never really had much surgery done or physical therapy, so it healed all wonky because, you know, hard-headed military guy, and get told by the docs that you should be good to go. And here I am 10 years later, almost, it literally just was 10 years ago that this happened. I'm still dealing with some of these injuries. So it's stuff that I had a lot of tightness in my shoulder, and then I got it worked on for tattoos for an entire day, so I'm feeling pretty stiff and pretty sore today. We're not going to let that bother us. We'll continue to stretch, and we'll continue to push forward as we run through. We're almost at 6 weeks. Saturday is 6 weeks out, and it is going to be a wild 6 weeks. Coming up in the future before the next installment of this video, I do hope to have some more shorts. Apparently they do get a lot of traction. I mean, attention spans are hard, and if you made it this far in this video, even though this is going to be one of my shorter ones, it's most of y'all that watch don't really go all the way to the end, and I can see that through the analytics. But you know, I'm not here to document for views. I'm not here to do this to get YouTube famous. I'm doing this to document this whole journey so I can look back in it in a year and be proud of the progress that I make. So if you guys are some of the warriors that stay to the end, I very much appreciate it, and I humbly hope that you get something out of this, and thank you for following everything. Coming up next week, for the rest of this week, is going to be a training session tomorrow in the morning with Nick. I'm going to go to the gym afterwards to do some cardio. I just going to push it regardless of what's going on with the tattoo. It should be covered up with some good hustle butter, which is some aftercare stuff, and I'll wear a nice rash guard just to make sure I kind of have something there to keep it from the floaties around. I'm just going to do cardio, get a good cardio session in, and then there is supposed to be the judo class. I will probably show up like I did today's class, but I may not participate depending on what we do, especially since it's essentially from the elbow up to the top of the shoulder cap, both inside and outside on my bicep. It's going to be a little hard to do grip fighting or anything like that where dealing with my tattoo is as fresh as it is, but we'll see what it goes. I'm sure Rebecca can figure out some way to manipulate it or move, and if not, I can always watch and pick up techniques and ask questions. And that really goes into something that most people need to remember, that even when you're doing jiu-jitsu and you can't actually get on the mats because of an injury or something, if you can, still go to class. You still pick up technique. The interaction between you, your coaches, and you and your training partners, just being there when a technique is taught will allow you to ask those questions that you may not be able to see, the nuances that you may not be able to ask during YouTube videos. That's why it's extremely important to still learn from your coaches. And it kind of keeps you involved and in the mindset that you're still training, even though you may not be on the mat for a couple days. And that's so much better for your mentality and so much better to keep the habit going than just taking some time off and kind of falling out of it. A lot of us are creatures of habit, and when we start losing those habits, that's when we start forgetting how to go, and motivation gets more difficult. So it's something to really think about, and something that I will continue to do. Friday is supposed to be another class in the morning, which I will be there, and hopefully by Friday I feel comfortable enough, and the soreness and the fragility of the scabbing on my arm for the tattoo will go down enough that I can actually get some light flow rolling in without really worried about scratching myself or doing damage to the thing that I just had spent like 4 hours sitting there getting done. Saturday, some more working out for this week. Sunday is going to be roll day. I will hopefully get a bunch of footage of me doing some rolls and trying some things and trying to work my game plan, and we'll continue from there. Coming up on 6 weeks as of Saturday, this Saturday coming up, it'll be 6 weeks out. So we're through the first quarter. We got about 75% more to go, and I'm going to run this all the way to the end. So again, thank you so much for watching. Like, share, and subscribe. Maybe some comments down below. Remember, the first 5 people to comment on my pages, as long as they haven't been one of the ones that I've selected before, will receive a patch once I get them. I just got word that the production's starting, so hopefully the next 2 weeks I'll actually have the patches in hand to show you guys. And yeah, that's it. So thanks so much for watching, and see you all in the next video. Bye.